So I want to break down like the football sort of professional to amateur scene in Somaliland. So I'm going to start with the top. So what they call the highest league in Somaliland is Syria A, which is like, obviously they are generally the best and most talented players will play there. They get paid anywhere between, I think, 100 to, I think, maximum 300 a month. I could be wrong. Someone can fact check me on that. And they also, the ones that win the league in each region gets to play in something called Champions, which is essentially like a Champions League type format. It's more like MLS. You know how the MLS runs, where each region like plays and then they win a whole cup, like the best out of every region. So they'll have one from Berbera, from Hargeisa, from Borama, and then they'll just all play against each other, and they'll have like a round of 16 all the way up to like the cup final. That's like at the end of the season, once the season finishes, if you know, of each region. They're currently doing one now this year. And then you have obviously Syria B. Syria A is the only one that has 11 aside. Syria B is like 8 aside, Syria B and below. So it should be Syria B, Syria C, and Syria D. So all of those will be like 8 aside. And the only 11 aside they have in the whole of Somaliland is teams that play Syria A, basically. And I think maybe exception cup games, like the equivalent of the FA Cup. I'm not sure again, could get fact checked for that. But yeah. And then like the amateur leagues, like equivalent of what England will call Sunday League, it's basically people just playing 8 aside with their mates. And they stick with the same teams every time. And then the other guy will have to bring another team. And yeah, it's really competitive, but at the same time, it's just people playing with their mates. It's kind of funny. I played in those and they're actually super competitive. Like some of the players there are super fit. They play multiple times a week. They're actually fit enough, in my opinion, to even play like Syria B, Syria C, maybe even some of them Syria A. But yeah, that's usually like the levels of football in Somaliland. I also forgot to mention that a lot of the teams are made up of like jobs, so through government jobs, the professional teams in Syria A, and even have some amateur teams that also run by like the government figures or jobs type. So yeah, a lot of these teams will, even the lower amateur teams will get paid money. So, you know, you have these things in UK where amateur teams will pay some players money to like play for their team, like really good players. So similar concept in Somaliland. Some of these players who play for amateur teams will get paid or recruited. So they can pay them like 100 a month, 150, which is good money in Somaliland to play for a team that's not professional, by the way.